right. Hi everyone, welcome. So thank you for joining us today for our first ever webinar, part of the Roomvu how-to series that we'll be making, hopefully. So today we're going to be talking about Instagram, specifically how to build your Instagram for real estate in 2021. So my name's Gabby and I'm the marketing coordinator here at Roomvu. We are the content factory for real estate. We produce high quality, data-driven content and help you automatically publish it to your social medias and then advertise it to get leads. We currently have over 12,000 realtors using us. So, in terms of this broadcast, if anything's going too fast or you find that you can't keep up or want to go back to a section, just know that this will be posted on YouTube and our other social media platforms afterwards, so it'll always be there for you to reference. So before we jump into things, I just want to go over a quick agenda for this morning. We're first going to start with Instagram at a glance. We're going to look at it overall, why it's important, all of those different things. Then we're going to transfer into talking about Instagram bios, stories, Instagram Live and IGTV, advertising, general posting, and then we'll finish with Roomvu calendar. We'll take a 5-minute break and then we'll transfer on into a Q&A. So write your comments and your questions in the bar below or in the comment section below, and we will answer them during the Q&A portion. So when you're buying something and you're choosing between two things that seemingly seem identical, which one are you going to choose? The one with reviews or the one without reviews? Chances are most people choose the one that has reviews, even if they are average or mediocre, because it's consistent. You know what you're getting and you trust it because it has that reviews to back it up. The same thing works with social media. The more active you are on social media, the more trustworthy you're perceived. Same with social influence. It's one of the largest factors to solidify you as the go-to real estate agent in the minds of real estate leads. So how do we get there? How do we go to this social influence place of getting you leads? We're first going to talk about Instagram itself. So why is Instagram the best platform to use? Well, you should be advertising on all of your social media sites, including Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all of those things. But Instagram is special because there are 1 billion users worldwide. There are 140 million in the US and 13 million in Canada. That's just shy of 45% of the population, the entire population on Instagram. And so to kind of give you a perspective, a lot of people believe that millennials are the only ones that use Instagram. Well, although it's true that 90% of millennials use Instagram, 78% of Gen X also uses Instagram, and just under 50% of baby boomers use Instagram. So it's popular among all demographics. So that's something that you should be considering when you're considering who you're marketing towards and who you're targeting on Instagram. Now, this is kind of a sad fact for us as humans, but great as marketers, that a person spends an average of 3 hours per day on social media, which is a little bit insane to think about. And so, that's just scrolling. And 54% of social browsers, which is defined as those that are just scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, not necessarily looking for anything, use it to research products, and even though they're not necessarily looking for a product, which is really interesting. And the main thing that's important about Instagram versus other social media sites is that 2/3 of the visits to your profile aren't actually from your followers, meaning that those that are seeing your content aren't the one that you are targeting to directly. And so you have a much wider reach and a much wider audience, so you can capture those leads and move people down your funnel. Along with that, the engagement rates are significantly higher on Instagram. So by engagement, we mean the number of people viewing, liking, commenting, engaging with your posts is much higher compared to Facebook, which means that it's a great way to actually have that authentic interaction with your audience. So, moving on, we're going to start with the basics. Instagram bio. It takes 2/10 of a second for someone to come up with a first impression of your brand. That's like a snap second. So that's how long that you have to make an impact and get them to click on your profile. And so the first place to do that is your bio. It's the first thing that people see. So what do they expect? Well, the first thing that you have to have is a professional headshot. Most of you have this down pat, so you're already halfway there. So congratulations for that. Now the rest, your bio should explain a little bit about you. It should say your brand, what you do, and it should appeal to your target audience. But remember, you only have 150 characters to do this, so you have to make each one count. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that, they try and jam it all together in just really small sections, but you do actually have different sections that you can use. So there's 4 lines available to you without even clicking the more at the bottom. So make sure that you use those lines effectively. You can also use emojis, but again, don't use too many. Quality is what we're going for here. So your bio should be specific while still adhering to a general audience, especially if you yourself specialize in one area of real estate, say luxury or first-time home buyers. You really want to cater to those people, and that's okay to mention in your bio, but just weigh the pros and cons of putting that in because you may exclude more general leads. So that's something for you to decide for yourself. Now, what should you be covering in general? It's kind of like the 5 W's. You want to cover who you are, you're a real estate agent, what you do, where you do it, how you do it, and how to contact you. You also want to include anything that makes you stand out, whether that's stats about your career, your number of years of experience, your ability to close, anything like that. You also want to include any awards won. And the purpose of this is to include awards that are hopefully real estate related, but even if they're not, even if you've won several Ironmans or you've even competed in an Ironman, this is a great place to show that off. And a great place to develop your personal brand. So your bio is also the only place that you can provide a clickable link if you have less than 10,000 people on Instagram. So this should be to your Roomvu profile or your website. So to copy over your Roomvu profile link, you should go to your Roomvu account and then click on your profile on the left sidebar. Then click the Share My Profile button and then click manually Share Link. Now, to add that to Instagram, all you have to do is tap on your Instagram profile to the right side of the bottom bar, right in the right corner. And then you just have to click Edit Profile, and then under Website, you're going to paste your Roomvu profile and then save it and you're done. So that is what you should be doing with that link section. If you're feeling a little bit more advanced and you want to try something and be with the times, what you can do is to accompany a post, say of a listing, you can update that website, that link in your profile to reflect the listing website or the listing link. And so with that, you post your photo and then you would say link in profile or link in bio. And then you can redirect people there. But if that's too advanced, don't worry about it. It should always be your profile or website as your default. So, moving on to stories. Think of them as these like real-time videos or pictures. So they're not really truly real-time, but they seem like it. So they tend to capture these small moments. They're about 15 seconds long, and you can record them in succession, so you can have a series of 15-second clips together. They also only stay up for 24 hours, unless you save them to your story highlights, which we can get into a little bit later and in another webinar. But they're a great way that's a little bit more informal, because they're only up for 24 hours, because they're only these short seconds. So this is a great place to establish trust and really show off who you are as a person, who you are as an agent to your audience. So Instagram stories are great for behind the scenes looks. Everyone is very nosy by nature, and especially when it comes to real estate. That's why there are so many real estate shows out there. So this is a great place to give a little tease, inside sneak peek at your life as a real estate agent, whether that be of a behind the scenes of a photographer shooting a listing, or of drones taking aerial shots. It can even be of stagers putting the finishing touches on a home. You could be signing deals, even just a snapshot in your life, walking around the neighborhood. Any of those things are really great and will get people engaged. Another great idea is to hold kind of the virtual open house. Now, this one isn't a live virtual open house, but the neat thing is that with these 15-second clips, you can feature one room per clip and then join them all together. You could also feature one specific house feature that's, the main star of the room or of the house. So those are all things that you can do within Instagram stories to kind of jazz up your profile and to engage with your audience. So Instagram stories is also really cool because it has a ton of different features. One of them is, they have quizzes, they have polls that you can add in, they have countdowns. And so the quiz is a really great feature to talk about any real estate trivia or any news trivia or area trivia, or even just interesting facts about the area that you think your audience would be interested in. It's also a great place to have polls. So a classic example of a poll would be, having two beautiful kitchens side by side and asking your audience, which kitchen do you prefer? Or, are you more interested in a dream kitchen or a dream bathroom, or any of those sorts of things? And then people click on that, and it's just one more way that they engage with your content and with you. Countdowns are also really useful for inside sneak peeks and for upcoming content. So upcoming listings, anything like that, you can advertise on there. And so, this is a great place that's more informal to build trust with your audience, be transparent, and be relatable. So you can have some fun with it, be a little bit more informal, while still maintaining your professional brand. To create your story, you're going to tap on the plus icon on the right-hand corner of the top of your screen. Then you're going to choose a photo or video. Either you're going to take one live or you're going to use a pre-recorded video. Just make sure that they're not too old and that they're still recent and relevant. Then you're going to include some of those features that we talked about, like a poll or a quiz, and make sure that you're tagging your location too, because that's really important, and we'll talk about that later on. Now, after you've done all that, you've decided what you would like to add to that photo or video, you are going to go ahead and save it, and then once you're done, share it to your story. Piece of cake. So have fun with it. Instagram is a platform to showcase who you are and what you do, while growing your audience and engaging with them. Next, we're going to move on to Instagram Live. So Live is kind of the actual real time that Stories isn't. So it's a great tool to, again, get your viewers behind the scenes, engage with them in a very authentic, transparent way. It also means that you get to engage with your viewers in real time, because it has this unique feature where a bar comes up on the side that shows all the comments and all of that. So you can answer questions on the spot. So say if you're holding a virtual tour, you can answer questions or spend more time talking about a feature that the audience is really interested in or anything like that, which is really valuable. It's also more of a seamless, realistic tour when compared to like stories where you're just featuring one aspect at a time. However, be cognizant that doing a live tour does take some planning and coordination, which room you're going to go into first, the lighting, all of those things, the features that you want to touch on. So just be prepared to do those, to have those ready before you begin. You can also offer phone calls and private meetings for those that are interested through the virtual tour that you do on Instagram Live, which is really interesting. So to start a live feed, it's pretty simple. You tap on the camera in the right-hand corner of the screen, like we did exactly for a story, and then on the bottom bar, you'll see that it says normal. You're then gonna swipe it to the right until it comes up with live, and then you're just going to click and go. Simple as that. Next, we are going to move on to IGTV. So IGTV is a surefire way to boost your Instagram strategy. It's Instagram's feature that allows you to post longer, more rich content. It's kind of created to rival YouTube, so you can create videos that are up to 10 minutes long, and in some cases up to an hour long, depending on the size of your profile. And it gives you more opportunities to be discovered on the Explore page. This is because, like the Explore page anyway, it'll show you things that you have already liked or engaged with and similar content and such. And who hasn't looked at a design or house video on YouTube or on Instagram? I think everyone can. So you've already reached a much larger audience. The other feature that's interesting about IGTV is that the actual thumbnails show up 4 times larger than the photos on the Explore page. So when people are scrolling through, they have essentially 4 times more likelihood of clicking on your video because it's bigger, it's more eye-catching, it's more engaging, and so from there, your engagement and your viewership will increase naturally. So, what can you do with IGTV? Well, some of the videos that you can post are, say, tutorial videos about a variety of topics, from organizing different areas of your home, to how to hide your clutter, to staging different areas of your home, maybe even what to look for when you're touring a home in each room. Really anything. Same with hosting a Q&A session. This one's kind of open. You can host it with pre-prepared questions that say people always ask you over and over again. You can have different topics and themes for your question and answers, and you can conduct them on IGTV and then post them there, and they'll live there forever in the digital world. Similar to that, you can host a talk show. So you can invite on other experts, other real estate agents, even past clients, and do sort of live testimonials, if you will, where you can kind of chat with them about their home buying process or their experience, and then you can convey that to your audience. This is also a great place to show what you know. People want to choose you because of your expertise. So this is a great place to show market information, tips and tricks, current events, news, the impact on real estate. All of that should be done here because it's a great way to kind of grow your platform and grow your expertise, and with that, your trust. And so you can either do this yourself or you can use Roomvu's videos. We do the whole process for you. So we do the research, from the marketing to producing the high quality videos with relevant content. It's all taken care of by these data-driven videos, and the information featured in each video is sourced from your local news. And so it's customized to your area and posted directly to Facebook and IGTV and all of your other social media sites with eye-catching thumbnails, and you have to do zero work. So this is something that you should consider. Moving on, we're going to talk about advertising on Instagram. So advertising is often used to grow brand exposure, website traffic, generate new leads, and move those current leads down the funnel and hopefully towards converting them. It's also a great way to capture those targeted leads and fill the bottom of your funnel with them. They allow you to capture email addresses, contact information, and all of that relevant data from those users for those that are currently interested. So according to Instagram, and this was 4 years ago, so this is kind of an old statistic now, but 60% of people say that they discovered a new product on the platform, and even more surprisingly is that 75% actually chose to take action after being inspired by a post. So that means that, if you market your product, you say, go to our website, 75% did. 3/4 of people made that decision, which to actually take action and have that be a higher statistic than discovering a new product is insane. And that's a really high conversion rate. So advertising yourself can be kind of a lengthy process through Instagram. You have to first hook up your Facebook account and then do it through Facebook or Instagram. And then you have to decide what content you want to use, where that content's coming from, how long you want your ad to be up, where you want your ad to be up. And then you have to decide the details. So you have to try and figure out what qualifications you should put in to target first-time home buyers, which can be quite difficult, especially if you've never done it before. So if you want to save yourself the time and effort required to do this, you can try advertising through Roomvu. So with 3 clicks or less, you can set up an ad through Roomvu that goes on Instagram and Facebook, and it's super easy. So all you do is you log into your homepage, and then on the left-hand panel, there's a little tab that says Leads and Analytics. You click on that, and then you move over to Post Analytics. And then right there, you'll see at the top, you'll see your current posts. You'll also see if you've published an ad before or are currently running an ad, all of the statistics and the data about how many people have clicked on the ad, all of that sort of engagement will be right there. And then if you want to promote a different one, all you have to do is click advertise. And then from there, it's already kind of set up for you. You can decide to set up part of it manually if you choose, but where the advertisement is going is decided for you. How many people it will reach is already done. Who is targeted is already done. So really all you have to do is click the next step. Like I said, you can go through manually and change any of those if you prefer. And then click publish, confirm your payment, and you're off to the races. Next, we're going to talk about general posting. So here is where you want to include different photos, videos, all of those things. Some of the ones that we recommend are photos from houses you just sold, as well as obviously your current listings. Also success stories and testimonials from your clients. We talked a little bit earlier about putting those on IGTV and stories as well. It's also a great idea to show before and after photos of, say, one of your clients has renovated their home, and also to showcase their hard work, which is really nice and shows that you really connect with your clients and care about them. So we recommend that you come up with sort of 5 different categories of material that you want to talk about and kind of promote and highlight on your Instagram account. Just so there's diversity, but there isn't any sort of, there's still a general theme to what you're producing and what you're putting out there. So when you're doing this, and deciding what your categories are going to be, you have to think about who your clients are and what they're interested in. A young working professional, for example, wants to know, say, about the trendy new spots and activities happening, say, downtown in a metropolitan area. They may also want to know about the amenities of buildings. After a hard day's work, they want to relax. Whereas if you're more so targeting families, they want to see more recreational posts about activities at the park and the schools and all of those other things instead of, say, amenities in a building. So you really have to tailor that to your audience. And speaking of tailoring to your audience, you should also have a tailored aesthetic. So this is also referred to as a vibe, or more simply as a color palette. So you want to make sure that everything that you produce and that you put out there and highlight on your Instagram is all professionally done, it's curated, it's within the same color palette or filters, and you really want to make sure that it's quality, rich content, while still being authentic to you and what your name represents. Another tip is to follow top realtors in your area to see what they're doing on social media and connect with them. If you're interested, Roomvu publishes a list of top agents in each area that you can refer to find these agents. So you don't even have to look for them far. So definitely check this resource out. The next is captions. So what should you include in your captions? Well, the most important thing is to tag your location. Tagging your location can increase your engagement by up to 79%, which is huge, especially with real estate. You're operating within a certain area. And so if people are interested in that area, they're going to be looking for that location through the location tag. You also want to be using hashtags. So you're going to be hashtagging that area. You can also use the hashtags of the home style, real estate. Again, say we're in Vancouver, you could be using hashtag Vancouver or hashtag YVR, anything like that. Or open house, house hunting. These are just more general examples. But as we know, hashtags tend to change with the time just as much as the lingo changes. And so to be on top of that, Roomvu actually suggests the top hashtags to use under each video post. So be sure to check those out and reference those. So again, you don't even have to do it. It's already there and it's already relevant. You don't have to worry about being behind on the times or the trends and using the wrong thing. So this next thing that we're going to talk about is super important, and that's the frequency of content. So there's a lot of different information out there about how often you should post, how often you shouldn't post, all of that. The main thing is quality over quantity. You want to make sure that all the posts that you're putting out there are quality posts. However, the general rule of thumb is to be posting about once per day. Now we realize that that's kind of a lot for people, and that's the ideal. So strive for at least 3 times per week. However, the biggest thing is to be consistent. Doesn't matter the frequency of your posts if they're not consistent. So make sure that you stick with it. If you decide that you're going to be posting it 3 times per week, stick with that. If you decide that you're going to be doing once, great, but you have to actually post every day. And that can be hard. Things come up, you get sick, the weather's bad, you don't want to photo yourself or take a photo, or you don't have any content. All of those things happen. We're human. And so to prevent the decreased consistency that creates, we recommend that you schedule your posts at least a week in advance. So that means you should have your content picked out, when they're going to be published, all of that for the next week, all ready to go. And again, that can be time consuming, and that's a lot of effort, and it can be a lot to handle and organize, let alone create the content too. So we can help you with that as well through Roomvu Calendar. You can do none of that. All you have to do is go to your Roomvu account, navigate to the content calendar on the left-hand sidebar, and then you click on it, and then give it a couple moments, and boom, your calendar is populated with videos that are specialized to your area. It can't get much easier than that. So instead of you spending the 5 hours per month planning the content, publishing it, all of that good stuff, we do that for you. And that doesn't even include actually making the content and making high quality content. So to build in that viewership and that trust and really elevate your personal brand, you need to be consistent. And this is just one tool to help you do that. So this will help you get back to doing what you love, which is selling homes, and we take care of the rest. This concludes the informational session part of the webinar. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we'll be back for a Q&A period. So make sure that you put all of your questions in the comments below, and we will be sure to answer them. So enjoy your break and think up those questions. All right. Hi, everyone. We are back from a very, very short break. So I wanted to take this time to introduce Abby. She is our product designer here at Roomvu, and she's going to help me answer your questions. So if you have any, please put them in the chat. If you have any recommendations, again, this is our first webinar in our series, so any feedback is welcome. So just go ahead and post them now. We see the question about, will this be a recording, or will you get this recording? Yes, it'll be up on our YouTube channel. The material of the website is not local to my area. Is there any way to get more local content? Yeah, we are working on that currently. The more and more specialized we can get, we just require a little bit of your patience. But yes, that is coming. I was late joining in and missed the early part. So yeah, you can rewatch the beginning of the recording of the webinar on our YouTube channel. That will be up basically right after this for you to reference from the beginning. Can we use our own content in the scheduled posts? So no, not on Roomvu. You can only use our content for those scheduled posts. Yes.
That could be a future feature that we could be working on. So thank you for that feedback, Cash.
Great. All right. Oh, this is an excellent question. So what's the difference between a personal and a professional Instagram account? So today we kind of only went through the personal accounts, but we're hoping that for the next one, the next webinar will be kind of like a professional Instagram and more of an advanced, and then in that we'll go over how to make a professional account and the differences between the personal and the professional, and then we'll also be talking about the data and the analytics that you get with a professional account. So look for that one coming up. So that'll be our next one, hopefully. How does Roomvu determine the top agents? Is there a way to differentiate between same content? Abby, do you want to take this one?
So I'm not sure what you're asking here. Is there a way to differentiate between two businesses? My concern is several real. Yeah, so if you connect your accounts, you can just choose one business account to post your content on, and that is how you can just control and manage the way your feed looks. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, and in terms to build off that, in terms of actual Roomvu content and videos, we're currently working on personalizing them for each realtor, so there isn't any of that repeating content between realtors in the same area.
And you can also go into your hashtag settings to just update the hashtags to be more personalized to you, and they will be updated on all of your content.
Can we access and post the other Roomvu videos if you're still on a free account with Roomvu? So I believe that you can only use.
Yeah, so there are a few tiers. There's the Pro library and the Premium library. If you are on the free, did you say that? Yes, the free account, you can post Pro videos still, but it will just be played on your profile. So you'll be sharing your profile link with the video on your profile. Whereas if you're in a Pro plan or a Premium plan, you can share those videos directly playing in your social media feeds, and so that's the advantage there.
Absolutely, great. And then, so back to the question about top agents and how we determine that. It's based off of the quality of their content and how many followers they have and their engagement with those followers. Um, thoughts on TikTok. That's a great one. So TikTok is an upcoming platform. If you're, I would like to describe it as kind of the new age Vine. If that helps or makes things more confusing. So we will also be doing another one on TikTok and on Facebook and those sorts of things on the webinar series. Yeah, TikTok again is another great platform. It tends to attract kind of a younger audience. Um, so just be aware of that, that they might not necessarily be your target audience compared to Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Um, yeah, so that's something to consider. But again, TikTok, much like Instagram, is more heavy on the user engagement and engaging with your audience, which is always a great thing.
How much does Roomvu run monthly? So there are a couple plans. We have a free plan that you can just try out, and then we also have a pro plan, which is $24.99, and you can find all the details on our website, roomvu.com.
Great, yeah. Can these videos be shared on all social media accounts? Yes, they can be shared on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I think.
And we also just developed a new feature where you can embed these videos directly on your own websites. So this just adds more variety and flexibility in how you want to use our content.
Excellent. This is actually a commercial for Roomvu. No, hopefully you got some interesting content about what to use on Instagram, regardless of if you are using Roomvu or not. We talked about Instagram and the different ways that it relates to real estate and how to use it throughout the webinar. And so feel free to go back and look at those, look at this recording. Yeah.
How to add them to your own website? Yeah, that's a good question. If you go to the videos or any content that you want to share, you can just click on the little embed icon and it will give you the code where you can paste into your Squarespace or your, what's that, Wix, and just any website that you're using.
Great.
$24.99 per month for Pro. Yes, that is correct. And again, you can find all the features and pricing on our website, roomvu.com.
Great. All right. So then with that, you also get access to the calendar, which we talked about earlier, which takes care of all of the posting and the scheduling for you. And distributes it to all the social media that you select and that you
have connected. And it really just frees up your mind to do other things and go on with your life. You can just build up your social media history of real estate, present yourself in a professional manner as a realtor, pretty much effortlessly. Will it be on the post or will that? So I'm not sure which post you're talking about, but if you're on the free account, yes, we will have the Roomvu logo a little bit on the side or just a little bit of our Roomvu branding. But if you upgrade, for example, to the next subscription, which is the Pro, it will all be removed and it will just show your social media links and your branding.
Can you link Instagram on the free account? Yes. No. Sorry. No. No,
Sorry,
you cannot.
no, you can't. That is available on the Pro plan.
All right. Without local content, would an ad campaign run locally? That's a great question.
Yeah, totally. The content may not be local, but if you choose to run an ad campaign in a certain area, it will still be able to run there, but it's up to you what you want to post there. Are these prices US or Canadian dollars? For the US, it is the US dollar. If you're in Canada, it would be the Canadian dollar. Yeah, landing pages are a feature that we have for every account. You don't have to have a pro account, but if you do, it will be shown with your branding and your social media links instead of Roomvu's branding.
Great. All right. So if there are no final questions, we just wanted to take this time and thank you for coming to our first webinar. As we said, this is our first one, so we're still learning, we're still trying things out.
Another little question from Emily. Are you tracking leads after posting a video? Yes, we do have a lead tracker on the website and an analytics page as well that you can check to see how your post performs, and all the leads that you get will come to you and you can check them there.
Great. All right. Yeah. So thank you for spending your Wednesday morning with us. This has been a great
experience.
First run.
Yes.
So if you have any,
with us.
Yeah, if you have any feedback or any extra questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can find us everywhere at Roomvu. Again, we are a content factory and we produce, publish, and advertise everything for you to help you get back to doing what you love and leaving the social media and marketing to us. So yes, please please let us know what your thoughts are. This is very much a learning process. And if you ever want to refer to any of the things that we talked about earlier or go back to some parts, this will be recorded and put on our YouTube channel for your future reference. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.